Any news from your side?
You mean from Kushum Devi or?
Any news? How you doing? Everything's going okay?
Well, it's all right. The family have a reunion today for
Oh dear.
Pagua in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
A family ceremony, family reunion, and they have some small prayers.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Gonna lead them in kirtan?
Well, depends. They go see what happened because my mother-in-law started the program, so I don't know exactly what she wants.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
She's also a devotee?
No,
Oh.
it's Hindu people, but
Mm.
not devotees.
They have their own Hindu ideas, huh?
Exactly.
What do you do at those meetings?
Well, sometimes they ask me to sing or to talk something, but that's what I do sometimes.
Hare Krishna.
Hi, Zana. Hare Krishna.
They ask you to talk something about Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, Bhagavad Gita or any scripture.
Good.
Sometimes when somebody in the family die, I talk about the Bhagavad Gita, about the soul, and you know, I try to do that.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
At least they get to hear some Hari Katha.
Yeah.
Any word from Kushum?
Yesterday I sent her a message and she told me that she was going to the audiologist for the third season, the third meeting, and it looks like they said that with 3 it should be start to be better, but I'm not sure it came out good or not. I'm not sure. I didn't talk to her today.
Okay.
If not, she had to go to another specialist also for the audiology, but I think this is a little better, but not enough. No, a little better.
I tried to let someone in meeting. I hope I did it correctly. Yes.
Yes, Uma Devi.
Haribol Uma Devi.
Dandavas.
Haribol Uma Devi.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranamaras.
Like there's some kind of delay. What happened? Some kind of delay.
Dandot Pranamaras, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Why is there delay? Why is there delay?
There's always some kind of delay. Yeah.
It's like an echo.
Oh, it's an echo, huh? Haribo! How are you feeling, Sana? You all right today? Yes?
Yeah, I'm all
You
right.
feel better?
It's just like for some reason this month I had it on the 3rd of what's that? No, March 3rd of March, and then on the like 2 times this month.
I know.
Yeah. Like from like middle of nowhere, and then when it hits me, it just there is nothing you can do.
Time of a lot of
You
sickness
to-
going on in the
Lay
world.
down, rest. Well, I've been having these things since as far as I remember, when I was probably like 31, then I had the first really bad migraine, like with the throwing up and everything. But then like there was sometimes some years then I didn't have anything, but like after the accident, it is more often. But I'm feeling good now.
Okay, it's nice to see you and hear you are well.
Me too. So like I was looking forward to joining you, and then it's just like wow, and then I cannot do anything like for 2 days when it hits me. Sometimes
Well,
2
be
and a half,
careful when you
3 days,
go. Be
depends on
careful.
how bad it
Be
is.
careful when you go out. You have to wear a mask, right? You wear a mask?
Yeah, I wear a double mask. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Double mask.
Maharaj, in India, they are celebrating Gaur Purnima normally, the devotees, or not so big?
Yeah, like I'm surprised they're not wearing a mask or anything.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hopefully they don't get sick.
I know. It's like every day I think about that
Well,
because still, it's
this is like so funny because I've been well, I like almost every evening I go online and I check the number of the cases,
right.
and it's on the rise. Yesterday evening I checked the posted from the day before. So yesterday was Friday. Thursday. 5 days ago it was 360. Well, 3,060. So every day the number of new cases somehow is getting higher.
Did you get a
And New
vaccine yet?
Jersey has the highest. No, because like I'm not eligible yet.
I see.
I told them and they said like they asked me questions, said no, I'm sorry, you're not eligible yet.
Huh. Jai Kanapriyadiri ki jai. Dandavats.
Dandavat Maharaj,
And what?
Krishna,
Haribo.
Haribol. How are you, Maharaj?
I'm good. Thank you. You look well.
Yes, I'm well. Although I just had my COVID jab, so
What happened?
I just had my COVID jab.
Oh,
You know, my vaccine.
oh, good. They're doing it better there in England than we have here because
Yeah, they're really getting through
they
everybody.
haven't gotten to the younger people yet.
Right.
Any symptoms? After symptoms?
Not yet. Ask me tomorrow.
When did you get it?
Just literally like about 40 minutes ago.
Oh, geez. I see.
Yeah.
All right. I was just talking about it. India, they're going at the Gaur Purnima festival. They're going maskless everywhere. So many
Yes.
people.
Yeah. I saw the pictures. Only a few people wearing masks. Not very many.
And I heard that all the other temples are not doing the parikram, except for our temple. So, somebody told me that Acharya Maharaj wants to encourage the others to come out and do parikram.
Wow.
Uh, it could cause a big problem because they're trying to control the situation, and if people don't follow the rules of that the government gives, then that control is lost, and the problem continues to grow. So I don't know what his philosophy is. Try Maharaj, what he's saying. But I hope they'll be okay.
Yes. So they're the only ones on the Parikaram then. Not many others.
It seems like that, yeah. Usually the streets are crowded with so many different temples there, mutts, doing parikram, but it looks like they have the right of way.
Wow.
So tomorrow we're going to have food distribution.
I saw the
in
poster.
Princeton, yeah.
Krishna Keshava Das is doing that.
He's going to do it, yes.
Oh, amazing.
And he had a few devotees to help. Zana, you're going to help? If you can? Yes. You're healthy.
What preparations are you making?
We're not making anything. We have it all catered.
Ah, okay,
The Swami Narayan temple. They're Vaishnavas. They also, so they make the prasad the way we do. And they make khichdi and Udiyan, I think it's called Udiyan. No, it's not a sag, it's a vegetable, but prepared in a special way. Very nice. And I think chutney and a samosa.
Nice.
And a laddu.
Nice.
Excuse me.
Your picture's not showing, Maharaj.
It's not showing? I don't know. Showing here, huh?
Showing on my screen.
It's showing?
And maybe broke your camera.
No.
When do you have your family reunion, Raj? Tomorrow or today?
No, this afternoon.
Oh, this afternoon. Okay.
About 5. So,
Will you have time if you want to come tomorrow for prasad?
I don't think so, Maharaj.
Too difficult, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of driving because it's traffic and it's going to rain.
Yeah.
So From my home, probably will be almost like 4 hours going and 4 hours coming back.
That's
probably.
right. Oh,
And when it's going dark, I don't see so well in the lights from the other cars. They affect me a lot.
yeah.
So sometimes I have to be like careful.
Well, if you wanted to come for prasadam, we have a nice prasad
Yes.
for Mahaprabhu's appearance. Although we're supposed to fast that day, yes, but because of the special occasion, we'll have prasad.
Yeah.
What happened to Uma?
Maybe she got disconnected.
That's her mom. Hare Krishna, Therese.
Hare Krishna. Good to see everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Donna!
Who was that?
I haven't seen Zana in a while.
Oh,
Good to see you.
I haven't seen you for a while either. Are you coming tomorrow to the Y?
Tomorrow, I just saw it just now when I was looking for the login information, and I didn't realize I already have something planned. But if you do it again, I'll go.
I'll be there helping you, son.
Good, good, good. Thank you.
well, shall we begin the kirtan? Rasaraj Prabhu, would you like to lead the
Yes, Maharaj.
kirtan? Thank you so much.
Sure, Maharaj. Hello. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya
Jaya
Shri
Sri Krishna
Jaya Shri
Chaitanya
Krishna
Prabhu
Chaitanya
Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri
Shri
Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gaur Hari Bo
Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev.
Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Guru Dev Guru Dev Jaya Jaya Guru Dev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Guru Dev, Jaya Jaya Guru Dev.
Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Hari.
Hari
Jai
Bol.
Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Sardev ki Jai.
Jai.
Giri Govardhana ki Jai. Go Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. All
Hari
glories
Hari
to
Bol.
the Samu devotees. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki Jai.
Ki
Go
Jai.
Premanandi, Hari
Ki
Hari
Jai.
Hari Bol.
Hari 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 Bol.
Jai Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj Ki Jai.
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 All right. I won't mention everybody's name again. Now, page, what is that, 38? Vandanam, Vandana. Vandeham,
Ham.
I'm waiting for Rasraj. You say Rasraj.
Vandeham.
Shri Guru, Shri Yuta, Pada Kamalam,
Shri Guru
Shri
Vaisnavam
Vaishnava,
Sri
Shri
Rupam Sagrajatam
Ragajatam,
Sahagana
Sahagana
Raghunatam
Vitam,
Vitam
Tam
Tam
Sajivam,
Sajivam Sadvaitam
Bhagavatam,
Savadhutam Pariyana
Paritana
Sahitam
Sahitam,
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya Deva,
Deva Sri
Sri
Radha
Radha,
Krishna
Krishna Pada,
Pada
Sahagana,
Sahagana Lalita Vishakam Vitamcha
Tamsa,
Om Angyana
Timirandasya,
Timirandasya Gyanangyana
Gyananjana Salakaya,
Salakaya Chaksurum Militam
Chaksharmilitam
Yena Tasmai
Tasmai
Sri
Shri Gurave
Gurave Namaha
Namaha.
Oya Sri Guru
Shri
Varga Vandita Mahavandita Sada Padma Parampara Prasarita
Charita
Pramita Kite
Bhagavata Kate
Bhakti Nirmal Harasya Nivritam Sarasakam Sadharam Vandre Sri
Vande
Gurudeva Namata Shira Acharyam Vayandiyam Guru Bhavista Supurakam Guru Gunairachita Bhushitam Chintya Chintya Samastaveda Nigunam Sri Rupa Sankararam Govinda Virambaratanum Bhaktiamritam Sundaram Vande Vishwagurum Tadivya Bhagavat
Bhagavat
Preno
Premo
Hija
Hija
Pradam Evam Divyatanum Chandavadanam Valarkachilaksitam Sandrananda Puram Sarekavarnam Vairagya Vidyabhutim Sri Siddhanta Nidhyam Subhadivasitam Saraswatanam Param Vanditam Puramdeka Saranam Nyasishwaram Sridharam Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Guru Swami Bhato Vanavirapravatage Jogora Sankirtanayini Majavala Gatamurita Jivaninam Krishna Prema Pradhana Sukam Pradaprabhum Dham Bhaje Namo Gaura Kisuraya Bhaktavadutam Taje Gaurangiri Parma Pringaya Radha Baba Devine Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Sastrayam Radha Rasa Madanitim Gaura Vrayasti Sesha Vaishnavadya Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhu Bande Prematim Vaishnavam Vanchakalparayascha Kripa Sindhu Jaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Maha Panchatattvamakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavara Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Namo Mahavarnaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaura Jayatan Manamanta Matayagati Masarvasya Padavoto Rathamadana Mohano Divya Vrindaranyam Chakravarga Sriman Rangadara Simhasanastavo Sri Gandharva Sridhara Prestalivi Sevyamano Swarami Sriman Rasa Sambrami Vansi Bhatta Karsam Venu Gopinata Krishna Vrindayai Tulasi Devai Priyayai Sabhabrata Krishna
Krishna
Bhakti
Bhakti Prati
Radhe
Devi
Savatyagne
Satyavatray
Namo
Namo
Namaha
Namaha
Atanatraman
Atanapramanam
Guru
Guru
Bhagavatarthanam
Bhagavatarthanam
Yasanjaya Gurunatha
Tato Jaya
Jayang
Mandiraya
Udire
Jai Saparika Sri Sri
Saparikara Sisi
Guru
Guru
Dharma
Radharanda
Govinda Sundar Bhara Padmanam
Sundar
Jai
Padmana Jayastu Sri
Sri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya Prabhu
Prabhu
Nityananda
Nityananda
Shri
Sri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhara
Shiva
Shiva Gauri
Sari
Bhakta
Gauri
Vrinda Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Jai Srila Prabhupada Srila Guru Maharaj Srila Guru Dev Srila Acharya Dev Ki Jai Jai Giri Govardhana Ki Jai Jai
Ki
Gaur
Jai
Premanandi Hari Hari Bo
Hari Hari Om Shiva Bhakti Puri Maharaj Ki Jai
Sripad Rasaraj Prabhu Ki Jai Sripad Krishna Kesara Prabhu Ki Jai
Jai
Srimati Kanupriya Devi Ki Jai
Ki Jai
Uma Devi Ki Jai
Jai
Sri Gana Devi Ki Jai Gana Didi
Jai
Ki Jai and Teresa Ki Jai
Jai
Hari Bo.
Hari Om
I'll give a jai to all the devotees of Davadeep Dham doing Parikram also, hoping they all be stay well. And all the devotees all over the world who are celebrating Gaur Pradeep festival these days.
Jai.
Jai
Amma Devi, would you like to chant? Bhajan?
I know you like Yasomati Nandan. I can sing Yasomati.
Okay. I will not say no to that one.
Yasomati Nandana Rajavara Nagara Gokula Janagana
Page 16.
Yasomati
Nandana
Nandana
Vrajabharanara
Varanara
Gokula
Gokula Ranjanapana
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliyada Manavidana
Gopi
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 Paranadana
Paranadana
Madana Manohara
Kaliyada
Kaliyadamana
Manavidana
Amala Harinam Hamiya Vilasa
Amala Harina
Amala Harinam
Amiya
Hamiya
Vilasa
Vilasa
Vipina Purandara Navinagara Vara Vamshivadana Suvasa
Vipina
Purandara
Navina
Navinagara
Nagavara Vangsivadana
Vanshivadana
Suvasa
Suvasa
Rajajana Palana Hasurakula Nasana Nanda Godana Rakuyala.
Raja
Jayana Sandana
Surakula Natsana
Rakulanasana
Nanda
Nanda Godana Rakuyala.
Govinda Madhava Navanita Taskara Sundara Nanda Gopala.
Govinda
Govinda
Madhava
Madhava
Navanita Taskara
Navanita Tara
Sundarananda
Sundarananda Gopala.
Yamuna Tatachara Gopi Vasanahara Rasa Rasika Krupamaya.
Yamuna
Gopi
Tatachara
Vasanahara
Gopi Vasanahara
Rasika
Rasika Kripa Moya.
Sri Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinoda Hasraya.
Shri
Radha Vallabha Vrindavana Natavara Bhakti Vinodashraya
Yasomati Nandana Rajavara Nagara Gokula Ranjana Kana.
Yasamati Nandana
Yasomati Nandana
Rajavaranagara
Rajavaro Nagara
Gokula Ranjanagana
Gokularanjanakana.
Gopi Paranadana Madana Manohara Kaliya Damana Vidana.
Gopi
Manohara
Paranadana Manohara Kaliya Damona Vidhana.
Srila Bhakti Yoga Thakur ki jai.
Joy.
Jai.
Sana Devi, would you like to read the English?
Yeah. Yes, Maharaj. You hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Here? You hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Okay. Sri Krishna, who is known as Kant, is Yashoda's darling son, Raja's paramour, of fullest delight, the gopis' life and wealth, the enchanter of Cupid, and the conqueror of his name and nectarian pastimes are all transcendental. He is the king of Raja's forest and best of young paramours. He beautifully plays the flute. He is the guardian of Raja's residence, the destroyer of the demons, and the keeper of the Nanda's cows. He is known as Govinda, he who nourishes the cow's senses, Vedas, and world, the Madhava, Sri Radha's consort. He is Nanda's beautiful cowherd boy and a butter thief. He is the stealer of the gopis' garments. He is the relisher of the Rasa Lila and the embodiment of mercy. He is Sri Radha's beloved, Vrindavan's great dancer, and Bhakti Vinod's shelter.
Yes, thank you.
That's it.
And Kanapriya Didi?
Dandavats Maharaj.
On the what?
What would you like, Maharaj?
Whatever you like.
Trying to find in this songbook page. Page 29.
Yes.
Gurudev Bindu Diya Koroe Itase Neksharat Tidina
Gurudev Kripa Dudiya Koroe Dase
Bindu diya
Dinapekshe
Oroe dase
Atidina
Tinapeksha Tidina
Sakala Sahane Paladiya Koro Nijamani Shripahina
Sakala
Sakala
Sahane
Sahane
Sakale Sahane
Aladiya Koro
Aladiya
Nijamane
Koro
Sriyahina
Nijamane Prihahina
Chakale Shamana Karati Shakati Dehanata Rata Jata
Sakala
Sakale Sapana
Sakale
Nije
Samana
Sakati
Nite
Dehanata Yata
Satkati
Yata
Dehanata Yata Yata
Tabita Gaiva Harinama Shuki Aparata Hoi Vihata
Pavito Gai
Sadagaiva
Ainamasuke
Harinamasuke
Aparata
Aparata
Havehata
Havehata
Kobehina Kripa Labai Jana Hatata Hoi Vinahata
Pavina
Kabeheno
Vijaye
Kripa Davijaye
Nitartaya
Jana
Ivenata
Nadaho Ibenata
Shakti Buddhihina Amyatitin Karamuratma Shata
Shakti Buddhi
Shari Buddhihin
Amyatitin Karamore
Amyatihin
Atmasata
Muramore Atmasata
Yogyata Vichai Kichunahi Pahi Paraka Nara
Yogyata
Yogyata
Ichai
Vichare
Pai
Kichunahi
Tomara
Pahi
Karuna
Pumara
Sara
Karunastara
Karunana Hoile Kandiya Kandiya Pranana Kipara
Karunana Hoile Kaniya Kaniya Pranana
Pranara
Rakibo
Gita
Ara
Jaya Gurudeva 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 Jaya Gurudeva
Jaya Guru
Deva
Jaya Guru Deva
Guru
Jaya
Jaya
Guru
Guru
Deva
Deva Jaya
Guru
Guru
Deva
Deva
Jaya Guru Deva
Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai.
And Grace, would you like to read English?
Sure. O Guru Dev, give this servant a drop of your mercy, and make me more humble than a blade of grass. Give me the strength to tolerate everything, and make me free from any desire for personal honor. O Master, give me the ability to befittingly honor everyone. Then I will sing the Lord's name happily, and all my offenses will be eradicated. When will this soul attain such mercy and become fulfilled? O Master, I am devoid of ability and intelligence and greatly distressed. please accept me. When I examine myself for qualifications, I find none. Your mercy is everything. If you are not merciful to me, then crying, I will no longer maintain my life.
Very nice. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, great, what do you call it? Renaissance, huh? Created the great renaissance of Mahaprabhu's teachings in the current age. And let's see, what do we have left? So many people. And Krishna Keshav, what do you want to say?
Page 68.
58?
68.
68.
$68.
Yes. What is that?
Karma Karuna.
Oh, Parma Karuna.
Hmm.
Huh? I'll have to mute. Okay.
Dandavat pranams to everybody. Parama Karuna Pahudu Ijana Nitai Gora Chandra
Parama
Rama Karuna Puri Jana Nitai Gaurachandra
Sabha Avatara Sarashiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda
Sattvavatara
Savavatara Sarashiromani Kevalanandakanda
Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudridha Vishvasakari
Bhaja Bhaja Vai Chaitanya Nitai Sudha Viswasakari
Vishaya Chadiya Serase Majia Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari
Raja Serase Majija Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari.
The third verse is on the next page, isn't it? Number 3 is on the next one, but it's a different kind of structure.
Is it split in two? On the other page? Underneath? Maybe. Body by.
How do I sing that? Deka ore bhai tribhuvane nai emanadaya ladata.
Eka ore vai Tribhuvane nai manada yaladata.
Pashupaki jure pasana vidare suniyara gunagata.
Pashupakshi
Pasupaki jure pasane vidare sunijara gunagata.
Samsare majia rahili padia se pade nahila asa.
Samsara
Samsare majiya rahila padiya sepade nahila asa.
Apana karama punyaya samana kahayelo chanadasa.
Apana
Apana karama yasamana kahelo chanadasa.
Jai Nitai Gaur Haribo.
Haribol.
Hari Om.
Parama Karuna Pahudu Ejana Nitai Gora Chandra.
Parama
Parama karuna padui jana nitai gaura chandra.
Saba Avatara Sarashiromani Kevala Ananda Kanda.
Avavatara sarashiromani kevala kanda.
Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudridha Vishvasakari.
Bhaja Bhaja
Bhaja Bhaja Bhai Chaitanya Nitai Sudhra
Vishaya
Vishwasakari.
Chadiya Sera Se Majia Mukhe Bolo Hari Hari.
Vishaya
Vishaya Chadiya Rase Majiya Ke Bolo Hari Hari.
Mukhe Bolo Gora Hari.
Mukhe Bolo
Ke
Gaura
Bolo Gaura Hari.
Vishakata Pari Hari Mukhe Bolo Gora Hari.
Vishai Kata Parihari Mukhe Bolo Gaurahari.
Gramya Kata Pari Hari Mukhe Bola Gora Hari.
Ramya Kata Parihari Mukhe Bolo Gaurahari.
Dekhe ore bai tribhuvane nai emanadaya ladata.
Ekha ore bai Tribhuvane nai Imadanto Dayaladata.
Emandaya kevache
Imandaya
nitayara
Kevache.
ghorar mata emandaya kevache.
Nitai Raure Mata Imandaya Kevache.
Markayeyo nam premayache emandaya kevache.
Markeyo
Marqueo Nambrate Imandaya Kevache
Pashupaki jure pasana vidare sunyara gunagata.
Pashupati Jure Pasana Vidare Sunijara Gunagata
Samsara Majia Rahili Padia Se Padena Hila Asa.
Samsare Madhya
Samsare Majiya Rahili Padiya Sipadena
Apana Karama
Hilasa
Bunyaya Samana Kahaye Lochana Dasa.
Apanakarama Bunyaya Samana Kahayelo Chanadasa.
Jai Gurudev. Jai Sri Lochan Das Thakur Ki Jai.
Right.
Jai.
Nice, beautiful song. Bhajan. Nitai. I'm going to read English. Nitai and Gaurachandra are the two most merciful lords. They are the best, the best jewels of all avatars, and the only source of joy. They are the only source of joy. Nityananda and Gaurachandra are the only source of joy. O brothers, serve Sri Chaitanya Nitai with firm faith. Leave aside worldly affairs, merge into this Ras, and chant aloud. Hari, Hari. Chant aloud. Gora Hari. Give up mundane talk and chant aloud. Gora Hari. Give up village talk and chant aloud. Gora Hari. Oh brother, look. There are no benefactors in the three worlds as merciful as them. Who else is so merciful? Who is as merciful as Nitai and Gaur? They endure even being beaten, and yet they ask their aggressors to accept the holy name and divine love. Who else is so merciful? Hearing of their glory, birds and animals cry, and stones melt. Fallen and immersed in samsara, I never aspired for their feet. Now Yamaraj subjects me to my karma. So says Lochan Das.
I have a question.
Yes.
In line, O brother, look, there are no benefactors in the three worlds. What are the three worlds?
Three worlds. Heaven, hell, and this world.
Hey, half and half.
The upper, the lower, and the middle. You can't get more than that. That covers everything, huh?
Except for when they talk about the seven worlds.
What?
The sevens.
The seven worlds?
Yeah. Both
Oh, there, yes. But it's basically, they consist of three worlds. The upper planets, the lower planets, and then the middle planet, Earth. And who else? Raj, would you like to chant anymore?
Yes, Maharaj. Because tomorrow is a Gaur Purnima, can we chant the Gaura Arti or another song?
Okay.
You think
What
it's all
page?
right? Is it page 23? Sri Gaura Arti. Ivaya yo jaya gora chande aroti ke sova.
Shiva Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kesoba.
Janavita tavane jagamana lova.
Janavita Tavane Jagamana Lova.
Jagaya nirmana lova.
Jagajaner
Gorangera roti soba Jagaya nirmana lova. Gorangera roti soba Jagaya nirmana lova. Nitai Gora Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Kiva Dakshine Nitai Cha Vamegadadhara.
Ivarakshi Nijai Tanta Amegadara.
Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradara. Gaurangera roti kore.
We have Kiba Vasi Yachi Gora Chanda.
I'm sorry. Kiva Vasi Yache Gora Chan Ratna Simhasane.
Kiba Vasi Yachi Gora Chanda Rana Singhasane.
Aroti Korem Brahman Adi Devagane.
Arati Kore Brahma Adi Devagane.
Gorangera roti kore.
Gorange Arati Kore.
Brahmadi devagane Gorangera roti kore.
Brahma Adi Devagane Gorangera Roti Kore.
Gorangera bhaktasane Gorangera roti kore.
Gorangera Roti Kore.
Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Haribol.
Nitai
Nitai
Gaura
Gaura
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Hari
Hari Bol,
Bol,
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Nitai Gaura
Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Kivanara Hari Adi Kori Chamara Dolaya.
Kivanara Hari Adi Kari
Hari
Shamara Dulaya.
Samaraya
Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gosta Adigaya.
Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gosadigaya.
Kiva Sanka Vaje Ganta Vaje Vaje Karatala.
Kiva Shankar Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karatala.
Madhura Mridanga Vaje Paramarasala.
Madhura Vedanta Bhaje Paramarasala.
Madhur 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 Vaje
Madhur 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 Bhaje
Gaurangera Roti Kole Madhur 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 Vaje
Roti Kale Madhur 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 Bhaje
Sanka Vaje Ganta Vaje Madhur 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 Vaje
Shankha Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhur Madhur Madhur
Madhura Mridanga Vaje Madhur 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 Vaje
Madhura Mridanga Bhaje Madhur 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 Bhaje
Nitai Gaura Haribol 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 Haribol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Kiva Bahu Koti Chandra Jini Vadana Ujvala
Kiva Bahu Koti Chandraji Varana Ujjwala.
Gala de Sevana Malam Kore Jalamala
Galadeshe Vanamala Jalamala.
Jalma Jama Jama Kore
Jamal, Jamal, Jamal.
Gora Galevana Pule Mala Jama 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 Kore
Chala, chala, kore.
Nitai Gora Haribol 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 Haribol
Haribo, Haribo,
Kiva Shiva Sukha Narada Preme Gada Gada
Shiva Shiva Shukanara Rebekada
Bhakti Vinoda Deke Gaurara Sampada
Bhakti Vinoda Eke Gorara Sampada
Eva Mai Toya Koro
Ebara Mai Doya Koro
Thakura Sri Bhakti Vinod Ebar Mai Doya Koro
Thakur Sri Bhakti Vinod Ebara Mai Doya Koro
Thakura Sri Saraswati Ebar Mai Doya Koro
Thakur Saraswati Ebara Mai Doya Koro
Pati Pavan Sri Guru De Ebar Mai Doya Koro
Sri Guru
Saparshada Gora Hari Ebar Moi Doya Koro
Saparshada Guru Hari Ebara Mai Doya
Nitai Gora Haribol 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 Haribol
Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Very nice. Anything else they would like to say?
Can we read the English, Maharaj?
Please read it.
All glory to the beautiful arti of Sri Gaurachand, in a grove on the banks of the Ganges, which attracts the hearts of all souls throughout the world. On Gaurachand's right is Nityachand, and on his left is Gadadhar. Advaita is nearby, and Srinivas holds an umbrella. Gaurachand has sat on a jewelled throne. Brahma and the other demigods worship him in the company of his devotees. Narahari and others fan the Lord with chamaras. Sanjay Mukunda, Vasudev, Ghosh, and others sing. Conches, bells, kartals, and mridangas resound sweetly. The kirtan is most relishable. The radiance of the Lord's face surpasses that of millions of moons. The garland of forest flowers around his neck shines. Shiva, Shukadev, and Narad stammer in the ecstasy of love. In this way, Bhaktivinoda holds Gaurachand's glory. This time, please give me your grace, O Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, O Srila Saraswati Thakur, O Gurudev, Saviour of the fallen, O Guru Hari, along with your associates. This time, please give me your grace.
Aye.
Nice.
Huh? Madhur Bhaj. Madhur, sweet. Sweets. Shanka Bhaji, the sweet conch. Kanta Bhaji, the bells. Madhur. Sweet. They say. All right. What happened? We lost somebody.
Disconnected.
Chant Maharaj calling Maharaj now because his internet is not good. That's why he can't join.
What did she say?
Maharaj is calling.
He's calling?
Mhm. Yeah, network is not good in our.
What did she say?
That's why it's calling.
I think Shanta Maharaj is trying to join the Sangha, but the network is not good.
Oh,
And tomorrow Samantha Didi is in session. Then that one I want to inform you. Samantha Didi. Can you pray Didi? Please can you explain Maharaj?
they're in Samanta Dweep? What did
Yeah.
you say?
Samantha, are you talking about initiation with Samantha
Yeah, yes.
tomorrow morning?
Yes. You
So,
have to tell to Maharaj. Yes.
Maharaj, remember Samantha who joined a few times?
Samantha.
Oh, yes.
She's getting initiation in the morning.
You what?
She's getting initiation in the morning with the
I
Chari
see.
Maharaj.
Tomorrow morning in
Yeah.
India.
No, she's in London, but by Zoom.
Oh, I see. Very nice. Huh? Zana. Oh, maybe she got captured by one of her cats. Okay. They're okay there then. In India, everybody's okay there. Huh?
Seems to be so.
Very good.
Let me get the book up.
Now what page? Raj, you know the page?
And yes, it's the page 68,
68.
and the verse is the 22.
Yeah. Page 68.
You have to go by that.
Huh?
Go by that number.
Oh. Ah.
You're 40 pages away.
Huh?
You're on page 28 right now.
What page are we on? 68 of the book?
68 of
That's
the
what I have. 68, and the verse is the 22.
Page number. Don't go by that. Go by this.
So you on page 68, huh? 28. Oh, how do we get there? Oh. blank page. Huh? Add a blank page. 95. $22. Okay. Oh, yes. I remember now. Okay. Everybody has that?
Yes.
Which is what? Kanapriya,
Yes,
can you
sir.
read this? Can you read the Sanskrit?
I can try.
All right, let us hear.
You wish you never asked me, Maharaj. But I'll try. Mukti bhakti dasya vancha bhaktescha tat sangan malinya shanka katvam mukte upagatashmi bhavati kashmat akshmat iha. Sri Krishna Smaranena Deva Bhavato Dashi Padam Rapita Dure Tishta Manag Anagashi Katam Puryat Anaryam Mai Tvan Namna Nija Nama Chandana Rasale Pasya Lopo Bhavet Kashyachit. Do me to.
Yes. Go ahead.
And English, Maharaj?
Yes, please.
Liberation prays to become devotion's maidservant, and devotion apprehends the impurity of liberation's association. Who are you? It is I, liberation, Mukti. Why have you suddenly come here? O Lord, because you are always absorbed in thought of Sri Krishna, I have been promoted to the position of your maidservant. Just keep a little distance from me. Oh, why are you so harsh upon an innocent person like me? By the mere mention of your name, the sandalwood paste, or Gopi Chandra Tilak, that adorns my body, and which represents my reputation as a devotee of the Lord, will vanish altogether. Otari.
You understand the conversation? Conversation is between a devotee and mukti. Devotee, mukti is approaching the devotee. Huh? Generally, in India, the whole aim of their endeavors, Veda and so forth, is for mukti. But the devotee doesn't care. Mukti means liberation, liberation from samsara. But devotee doesn't care to endeavor for liberation. So that liberation is feeling neglected. In the personified form, liberation feels neglected and is coming to the bhakta. It's coming to the devotee and saying like this. Huh? So the devotee goes, who are you? And then liberation goes, I am, I am liberation. And devotee says, why have you suddenly come here? Unexpectedly, mukti comes to the devotee. Liberation automatic. He doesn't have to endeavor separate, or she doesn't have to endeavor separately for that. And Mukti explains, Lord, because you are always absorbed in thought of Krishna, I have been promoted to the position of your maidservant. But the devotee said, just keep a little distance from me. And Mukti said, why? You are so harsh. You don't want to associate with me. And the devotee says, by the mere mention of your name, the sandalwood paste of which Chandra Tilak that is over my body will vanish. So the devotee aspires for liberation, then his devotion is automatically extinguished. Therefore, a devotee never aspires for liberation. Liberation means to escape from the mundane world. But devotee has no time to think of that. His time is always engaged in the service of Krishna. Therefore, he doesn't even think of leaving the material world. He's already left by his attention, his consciousness being focused on Krishna. Krishna's focus is on material. Krishna means nothing. Nothing within this material world can compare or be equal to that meditation upon the Lord. So this is very nice, huh?
Maharaj, it says liberation prays to become devotion's
Maidservant.
servant.
Huh?
Well, liberation is praying to become devotion's maidservant. How is...
Because liberation is middle ground only, not really a devotion, not the ecstasy of devotion is not there. Right? It's a middle ground. It's all loss of any engagement or life or joy or anything.
Could you say that's a bit like Maya, in a sense? Is it acting to? It almost sounds like it's acting to discourage devotion.
Well,
is it temptation? Is it like temptation?
Well, if we become tempted to want to escape the world, that's a temptation. We want to escape the world. But devotees don't aspire for escape from the world. They want to see Krishna and how everything can be used in their service. Therefore, Maya is different also. Maya is the illusion of material existence. When Maya and Mukti are not the same. Maya is the entanglement of material existence. Mukti is the liberation, the entanglement of becoming liberated from Maya. They're two different things. There are also temptations. Maya is also temptation to fall back into the illusory existence. And Mukti is a temptation to fall into the desire to escape the material existence. Rasaraj, what do you say about that?
No, it's like that. I actually have is a question. I remember when Guru Maharaj talked about those souls that they are going to the spiritual world. He used the word emancipation, but I don't remember a Sanskrit word for that because I know mukti, but what will be emancipation? It's a different. It's not mukti, it's something different, but I don't know exactly which expression will be.
Oh, a Sanskrit word for?
Yes, for mukti is liberation, but when Guru Maharaj talk about the soul that go back to the spiritual world, he says it's like kind of emancipation, but I don't recall if they have any Sanskrit word for that.
I don't
it's like
know.
mukti will be something different, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Emancipation is like when the slaves were emancipated from their masters. In American history, slaves were emancipated. That means they got free from the bondage to serving their masters. So when the souls get free from the mastership of Maya, they become emancipated.
But
Emancipated
there is a word for that, a Sanskrit word for.
when they get free from the slavery of Maya. That's called mukti.
Yeah. Mukti, it's the same mukti, but
Yes. Well, you see, like if you think of the slaves, when they were emancipated, they not
uh-huh,
only got free from their masters, but they also got freedom to be what they want, do what they want. You
uh-huh.
know? So they are freed in that sense. So it's a little more than just getting freed from the mastership of Maya. It's also becoming free to engage in service, engage in devotional service.
It's
That's
not just removal the negative, but it is going to the
some positive
positive.
thing
So
too. Yes.
it's beyond that. Okay.
What is that word? I don't remember now.
Is it
No, I don't remember it.
comparable to salvation? I was just reading something about that.
Well, salvation has the sense of freedom also, freedom from the material bondage,
Yeah.
and the bondage of Maya, or material bondage, getting free from that. That's salvation. That's mukti, or liberation, salvation.
Yeah.
Generally used in the same way in Christianity.
Hmm.
But Raj is saying emancipation means more than just that liberation. That's also there included, but it also is your rightful position. Uh, your rightful position as a servant of Krishna to engage in that proper activity
I
of a
just
freed
checked.
man.
I just checked online, and it says here it's this Vaimukta, liberated, emancipated.
What did he say?
Vaimukta,
Huh?
Liberated and
Maybe
emancipated.
It says that?
yeah.
That's
It,
what Azan
it
is
says
saying.
Vaimukta. Vaimukta,
Jivan
and it
Mukta.
says Mukti, and it says final liberation or emancipation.
Uh,
So the moksha,
says it online?
mukti. Oh, it says now mukti, final liberation or emancipation, final beatitude equals
Final.
moksha. One, and then it says Vaimukta,
Vaimukta.
containing the word Vaimukta, liberated, emancipated.
Moksha.
Or it says Mukti, final beatitude, the delivery of the soul from the body and exemption from further transmigration, the reabsorption of the emancipated spirit, and blah blah blah.
All right.
Yeah, this is what it says.
Well, I'm not sure what word to use for that, but if any of those ideas are contained in the idea of liberation for a devotee. Devotee means he's liberated from material existence and he's situated in his spiritual, developing his spiritual existence. What's that? Say it.
In a quote from Sermons of Devotion, it says here, we can neglect the proposal of emancipation. We might think that we possess a speck of real devotion. In the face of devotion, emancipation is belittled as very low. Moksha Laghuta Krit from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.14. So he calls it Moksha Laghuta Krit in this quote. And it's from Sermons of Guardians of Devotion.
All right. Well, maybe I have the meaning of emancipation is wrong. Maybe emancipation also means liberation. Not, I think that may solve the problem. Emancipation is the same as liberation. Is it like that in the Google? Does it give them that meaning of emancipation and liberation?
Hold on, I just had it.
I'm just thinking of the Bob Marley song.
What?
The Bob Marley song. Emancipate your mind from mental slavery.
Well,
Okay.
in Google it says moksha. Moksha also
Moksha.
called by
Moksha.
Okay. Well,
Look,
moksha.
listen. It says by moksha, also
Yeah.
called, but moksha also called by moksha, by mukti, and
Right.
mukti, as
Right.
a term in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism for various forms of emancipation, enlightenment, liberation, and release. The proto concept that first appears in the ancient Sanskrit verses in early Yuga and blah blah blah.
Okay. Well,
And
moksha.
it says in Sanskrit, it says Sanskrit is moksha, English emancipation, liberation, release, Hindi moksha, Telugu moksham.
Yes, moksha and mukti mean the same thing basically.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's go to the next and see if we have. Does anybody have any other questions first on that? Rasarashu, you were asking, what is that? What is that called in Vaikuntha?
Yeah, the devotees. Well, I remember that the Srila Guru Maharaj, when explained that the soul is going back to the spiritual world, it says emancipation, but I never remember the word they use for that.
Word that he used. I can't think of anything right now myself.
No.
Okay, let's see. Maybe we'll run across it.
Yeah, sometimes we're reading a book, it will come out.
Right. So, Bahir Mukha Brahma Janmano Viprati Kulata Tavadasya Sukhaika Sanginam Bhavadesha Swapi Kita Janmame Itarav Sateshu Masmabud Apijanma Chaturmukhatmana Yamunacharya. The adversity of being born even as Lord Brahma but without Krishna consciousness. Huh? Kaivalya? Kaivalyam? No, that means something else. So here, some Bengali is given, huh? Like I can't read the Bengali script so fluently, but this is from Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And then there's some Sanskrit here. What is that? Crickets.
Crickets.
Vedavidi anusare, karmakari e samsare, tiva puna puna janma pai, purva krita karma phale, tamarva ichabale, janma yadi lavi punaraya. Tabe eka kata mama, sunahe purushotama, tava dasa sangi jana gare, kita janma yadi hoy, tahate odamaya, rahibon he santusta antare, tava dasa sangahina, ye grihasta avachina, tara grihe chaturmukha bhuti, nachai kakana hori, kara dvaya jodi kori, karitava kinkara minati. According to Vedic injunction, who acts out of his worldly functions, who acts out his worldly function, that soul takes birth again and again. According to my previous action, your divine predilection, if another verse for me does remain, then just one thing I have to say. Oh, hear me, Lord, if you may. If within the home of your devotee I may be born in an insect body, that cannot be but your mercy. In my heart I'll be ever happy. Devoid of your devotee's company, in an ignorant non-devotee family, to be born as even Brahma, the Creator. With that, O Lord, I'll never ask you. With folded hands now before you, this is the earnest prayer of your servitor. A poem by Bhakti Yoga, that I may be born as an insect in the house of a devotee, a fly on the wall, just to have association of a devotee. And that is preferable to even being born as Brahma in the house of a non-devotee. What is this? Association, this stresses the importance of the association. Devotee. In this life, we only learn about Krishna, we're only diverted from our material activities. By what? By the words of the devotee. By coming in contact somehow or other with a devotee, we are diverted from our worldly existence. So how much importance association with devotee is? If one lives his whole life from birth in the association of devotee, how much Krishna consciousness one will become? Of course, it's up to the individual also. Not that necessarily, just by being born in a house of a devotee will become devotee. Sometimes there may be some difficulty within one's heart, and he leaves the devotional life. But generally, that great benediction of being born in a Vaishnava family is a very desirable birth if one has to take birth again. Looks like this is a Bengali translation of Bhakti Yoga. Yes. Anyone want to make a comment? All right, text 24. Raj, you want to read the next text?
Sure, Maharaj. Gaura Bhakti Rasa Gyasya Anjatra Chit Rase Api Pratikul Janmu Bhutihi. Vaso me varan astu gora dahana jiva lavali panjari. Sri Chaitanya Padaravinda Vimukair Ma Kutrachit Sangamaha Vaikum Padam Swayam Chamilitam Nume Mano Lipsate Padam Boya Rajaschata Jadi Manak Gora Sia Narashyate Sripabodananda Padanam. The pure devotee who knows the paramount, immaculate nectar of devotion for Sri Chaitanya Dev destroys all else, even to the point of considering the culture of other spiritual relationships to be opposition. Let me remain within the cage of blazing fire, but never in the association of persons averse to the holy lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If I never get even the slightest taste of the nectar of the tiny particle of the pollen of the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga, my heart has no aspiration for a position in the great spiritual planets headed by Vaikuntha, even if it is mine for the taking. Sri Prapanna Saraswati.
Pure devotee. We know Morari Gupta in Chaitanya's pastimes. He was a devotee of Ramachandra, and Mahaprabhu tried to get him to be his devotee, but he would not become that. So there may be many devotees of different types. Narayan devotees of Narayan, or so many other personalities, divine personalities. But Mahaprabhu is telling, or Prabodhananda, after meeting Mahaprabhu, he is saying, I don't want to have any other persons, divine persons, attracting my attention. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is so wonderful, so magnificent. There can't be anything more superior, surpassing his love, affection, his mercy. This is what I aspire for. And anyone who doesn't realize that, I don't want their company. They're of no use to me. How much of a qualitative difference there is between the worship of Gauranga and the worship of all other lords. Anyone who studies the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and the depth of feeling of the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, they will not find such sweetness in the worship of all the other incarnations and forms of the Godhead. In the Sri Sampradaya, for instance, the Sampradaya of Ramanujacharya, they worship Krishna alone, Vasudeva. But if you go to the temples of the Sri Vaishnavas, you'll see very strict, very strict. Everything is very pucka, first class, and very strict. You might feel you go in there, you feel like a very fallen person within the majesty of the Narayan worship, Vaikuntha worship, and that majestic temples of Lord Narayan. You might feel very out of place. Devotee, Vaishnava might feel even out of place because it is so strict, clean, everything is so proper. Devotees are very relaxed and they're very homely, homely mentality in persons. They want to see Radha and Krishna worshipped in the forest of Vrindavan. They don't look for some stately temple to worship. Their estimation of relation to the divine is sweetness, not majesty. They're looking for that sweetness of heart, sweetness of taste in their heart when they see Radha and Krishna. It's possible. I remember when one of our devotees told that I'm not going to ISKCON anymore because I find a different flavor here in the simple talks and lives of the devotees that they don't find there in the temples. Their elaborate and opulent deity worship and so forth used to attract, but then after coming here, I find that the simple life has some sweetness, some attraction that I can't find there. So it's possible. Has anyone experienced that?
Yes, I see sometimes persons that do some service, devotional service, but it's a kind of mechanical, like it's a repetitive things doing over and over, but sometimes maybe not so much the mind is involved, it's not so much feeling, it's like just a mechanical way to do it. And that was Srila Guru Maharaj said that there had to be some responsibility, some attachment for that service. Not the mechanical way, but some feeling had to be involved. They will give more benefit.
I was going to say as well, I think you see lots of, some people like to go and see the, it's almost like the big shiny lights, the more lights and opulence there is, the better they think it is. It's almost, I remember there was that one story, Janta Maharaj told the story of I can't remember exactly the pastime, but I think it was when Krishna was going to be visiting a village, or the villagers heard that Krishna was coming to visit the biggest, a big temple in the village. So one man built a really big temple. He thought, I know all the temples in the village, so I'm going to build the biggest one, and then he'll surely come and see me. And the day came, and he heard that Krishna had been and gone, and he didn't understand why he didn't come to his biggest temple. And then he found out that he'd Krishna had been to see some very simple village man who had lived in some small hut. But Krishna was talking about his heart, not the exterior. I didn't tell the story very well. You probably know the story. I didn't tell it very well.
I don't know that one, but I know once Krishna tried to test the gopis. He tried to appear to them as Narayan, but when he came before the gopis, he only had 2 arms. He tried to make the 4 arms come out, but he couldn't do it. They could not. They did not want to see. They had absolutely no interest to see Narayan. They wanted to see Krishna only. So he could not even manifest himself as Narayan before the gopis. You know, and he says in the Gita, Yeya tamam prapadyante, as they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. According to the desire, I reward them. Well, he couldn't. Their desire was just not there. And Krishna can't just do that with his devotees. He has to come as himself for his devotees because they love him so much like that. So much attached to Krishna's form as Krishna. That they cannot bear. They don't have no interest, no desire to see Narayan. And Krishna, in his reciprocation, tender reciprocal relationship with his Madhava devotees, he also has no power to overpower their particular type of love for him. Even Mother Yashoda, when she was holding Krishna, he tried to show his universal form to her, and when he opened his mouth, Mother said, so that she said, oh no, this cannot be my baby. My child cannot have this kind of universe within his mouth. And not the universal form, he's my child. So somehow Krishna works within the heart of his devotee in a reciprocal way. He shows those of the material world his material form, the material universe, because that's what you want to see. You don't want to see him. You want to see all kinds of things for your own enjoyment. Then the material world is manifested by his power. When we want enough to see him, then the material world will not be able to maintain its influence on us. Maya will have to come before you with her head bowed. I cannot trap you anymore. Now you are a devotee. Now I wish to become a devotee. If I can serve you. So like that. Devotees only want to see Krishna. They're not interested in the other form of the divine. What's that, Krishna Keshava? You had a question? Oh. Okay. So I think we can stop. Can we stop here? We have some things to take care of today for preparation for tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I'll see you.
Have a good. Hope tomorrow goes well, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Sadarpana Maharaj.
Dhanyavad.
Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj.
Vaishnava ki jai, ki jai. Premanandi.
Haribo. Dhanyavad Pranam.
Have a wonderful Gaur Purnima.
You too.